always give you guys shows to watch. So now I feel like I'm getting my homework today. So
yeah. Although speaking of shows, do you have or movies? Do you have like any like horror movies or shows you probably recommend? Because I'm itching a little bit for a little bit of horror right now.
So actually, I don't know if you guys were into like MTV or what was it, MTV or VH1, but they did like the Scream TV show. I actually really liked that, and they did that like really, really well. Like, did you guys see that at all? No.
I watched Nickelodeon, Disney Channel.
I think I saw like the first episode.
It was actually it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah,
it was like
recent.
when we had to be in like high school. Yeah. So.
Oh, then I was just playing games.
Got you. Yeah. No. It was really, really good. I like what they did with it because it just was its own little thing.
Is it canon to like the other Scream movies?
Like
no. I mean, it just has Ghostface, and I think that's just it. Like, you know.
It's just like another person takes up Ghostface.
Mm-hmm.
Like a parody.
I wouldn't say it's a parody.
Or like a spinoff?
It's a spinoff.
A spinoff,
Yeah. Like, whole different people. It has nothing to do with the main story, like, at all. Like, I think they just use Ghostface as the killer, and that's it.
Okay.
But, and the mask is different, too. I think it was pretty sick. It's, like, pretty eerie.
Nice.
Alright, I can get down with that.
But speaking on the horror stuff, I don't know if you guys saw that there's gonna be a new Final Destination coming out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm actually really excited for that because Final Destination was one of the first horror films that I actually was put onto. My mom, shout out to mom, is a huge horror fan, and like growing up, I actually wrote about this in one of my classes, but she literally would put on the AMC channel when it just played horror movies all day long. And she would just like fall asleep to it. It would be like Halloween playing, and she's just like you know, like sleep sound.
Like Michael Myers just like
no, literally,
like
all you hear is
just
like, you know. And
kill,
my mom literally used to say, she's like, it's either you watch it or you turn over and go to bed. Like that was it. Like you had no option, you know. And me being, you know, a movie fanatic when I was younger, like, you know, I always loved watching it, even though it gave me the worst nightmares, like, you know. And that was the reason why my mom said that, because she knew that I would always get really scared by it, and she's just like, you know, you're kind of doing it to yourself. And I'm like, I have no choice, like, you know, like, you could put on SpongeBob for me to fall asleep, right? Here you are, like, playing fucking Friday the 13th for me to, like, fall asleep to, which probably, you know, in my adult life makes a lot more sense as to why I love horror. And I think this Final Destination movie is going to be so good. And I want to hear your guys' thoughts about the trailer that just came out.
I'm gonna have you go first.
Out
of respect.
Out of respect?
Oh.
Yeah.
For what?
Because I kind of stomped on you earlier, so with the whole Gal Gadot.
Oh, how sweet!
Stomped on what? Okay.
Look right in front of Gal Gadot, so you know.
Okay. No, for the most part, I'm not really that much of a horror guy. I'm very selective with my horror.
Okay.
Because mama raised a bitch. But when it comes to Final Destination, I think I saw like one of them.
Do you remember which one? Like what? One of the deaths that happened?
Something in like a soup kitchen. And I think it was like a bridge. They were all on a bus, and like they were supposed to die, but didn't.
Like one of the newer ones.
Is that one like 4, 5?
5.
That's 5?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, and out of context, because it came up as like a YouTube ad, so I didn't see the title of it.
Yeah.
I just saw a bunch of people starting to die, and then they talked about how it looked interesting.
Yeah. Not
enough for me to watch.
No, I mean, that's real. I feel like...
Also, it's gruesome.
Yeah, very gruesome.
Shouts out Tony Todd, though. I might watch it for him.
Right?
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in power.
He was great in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
He voiced Venom.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's why I looked at you.
Just gave me like this blank expression.
No, because I looked at you. I was like, in my head, I was like, that's insane ball knowledge. Like, how did you? I didn't know you played that game. Shouts out.
I told you I played that game.
I forgot. I didn't recognize your game like that. I apologize.
Bro, I'm a PlayStation guy.
I'm screaming. No, but I will say that Final Destination specifically created so many fears, like, of mine, because of just like how the deaths like played out. Like one of the things that like actively still to this day I hate walking around somebody that's mowing a lawn, because one of the deaths that they had in one of the movies is a rock got stuck into the lawnmower that like flung and shot into somebody and they hit him into the head and they died. Like
that's in the trailer. He got decapitated.
Oh yeah. Because he stepped on
like,
glass, hit a rake.
Yeah.
Oh,
but like it's the most like I feel like unrealistic, but like I feel like realistic shit at the same time.
My homegirl can't do laser eye surgery because of those movies.
That is just
okay. I like tanning beds. Can't get into it.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, it's a whole bunch of shit that this movie has like created. Just what is it? Irrational fears of mine. You know. I just can't. Like even roller coasters. Sometimes I'm a little iffy, but
wasn't that like 3?
I think so. Yeah. And I mean, I had to get over my fear of flying because also the whole airplane situation. Yeah. But it's a little scary because now I feel like that's a little more realistic now. But no, it's great movies, great films, great series. But Jeffrey, I want to hear.
See, I'm not a guy. I know what I said earlier is a little bit contradictory. I was just trying to segue into the horror. I was pretty smooth. You gotta admit.
It was good.
Horror's on the table.
I gotta get
I'm lying.
But honestly, like my reintroduction to horror was Terrifier.
Oh, which is actually pretty interesting because that's severely gruesome.
Isn't that one with the clown and
the black and white clown?
Yeah.
I don't know. And then. There was that girl who's trying to convince the security guard that the clown's behind him. The clown's trying on the glasses and shit. It's being goofy. That was scary.
It's very campy. It's just
okay, it's campy.
What the I feel like with Terrifier, and Jeffrey, you can correct me. What I feel like those films specifically are playing up those like camp.
The slasher.
Yeah,
tropes.
the slasher tropes.
Yeah, those are. Yeah.
But in a way, like when they actually do the killings, it's insane. Like they're the most insane like kills. Like
I was watching this. I was so uncomfortable. Like,
I mean, like that's
I was crawling in my skin.
Yeah.
But then I watched the trailer for Final Destination, and I mean, I've seen some like trailers of Final Destination. I'm like, oh, that looks very interesting. Very gruesome deaths in the most craziest way, and then just seeing this whole thing, it's like, oh yeah, Death didn't like how you saved a bunch of people and then you lived, so then these people are not supposed to be alive, so let's kill them. That's a very interesting premise for Final Destination, I gotta say. And honestly, it looks very interesting. I'm probably just gonna buy it and watch it at home so I can keep the lights on while I'm watching it, because I'm not trying to have nightmares when
let's go opening night. All 3 of us.
Oh boy.
The one thing that sticks out in my mind from the trailer is I think they're in Seattle and I think they're in the Space Needle and it's falling or some shit.
Yeah, I'm like, that's crazy.
and then this I'm using the term not derogatory, just referring just in general. This bitch is what? No. It's like this bitch is like screaming at the camera and then the piano slams and it cuts to like a title card and I was like, what? What happened?
That is an insane title card.
You saw that though, right? Like in the trailer, the piano slid down the side and like crushed. I don't know if she fell out. I don't know if it just crushed her. Like I don't know.
You know, they're gonna play it up. It smashed her.
Crushed
and then it broke the glass. And then the air started bringing out everybody. And you're come on. You know they're gonna do it.
It was crazy.
But like I don't.
But I the first thing that I saw from Final Destination specifically is what is it? There was a trailer that was released, or not released just exclusively on Twitter, but there was a guy in like a tattoo shop or like a piercing shop, and he had a septum. And like his septum got hooked onto something that was like swinging on his fan, and then like it just looked insane. So like it literally like kind of hung him from his nose. I was like, this shit is going to be insane. Like I'm
not gonna watch the movie thing.
Y'all gotta go with me.
No, we're done.
You can take it.
It's a little something called free will.
You can take it.
Are you going? Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna have to solo dolo it.
Yes.
And I'll report back to you guys. But
okay.
I'm probably going to be watching it from like this, because that's how I watch horror movies now. Like honestly, I love watching them, but I just love watching them like when I can cover my eyes and just not have to really be a part of it. But
just
I did want to open up the conversation to ask you guys if there was any horror films like that have been created in the past, or any shows, horror TV shows that have like, I guess, made an impact to you specifically. Because I'll let you guys marinate on that, but I will say for me,
Terrifier.
Okay, I can see that, but for me it would have to be Halloween.
The first one?
No, specifically Resurrection. I love that one so much.
Is that with?
That's with who is that?
Is it Exhibit?
That's the one. No. It's Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes. Yeah, and he drop kicks Michael Myers
Yeah.
through the in the burning building. Yeah,
And with
that's
Tyra.
why. That's why I looked off to the side. I was like, what?
I think it's. I don't know if it's Busta Rhymes or if it's Twista. It's one of them. Hold on.
I think it's Busta.
Hey, if it's Busta, I gotta see that.
You don't know what we're talking about?
I know who Busta Rhymes is.
No, the movie.
Oh yeah, no, it's Busta Rhymes. It's Busta Rhymes.
Well, you see me, like, my exposure to horror was Terrifier. And then Last of Us.
No, this one's not even scary. It's just funny.
Oh,
because Busta Rhymes
kind of like the
is
last,
it's
like,
campy.
like
It's
kind of like the last Halloween movie where that one was just terrible.
Well,
so Busta Rhymes is in this movie. And,
yeah, no, I don't think it's terrible. I mean, the Resurrection is not terrible. It's just it's literally just camp. Like it's a camp version of Halloween. Period.
Yeah.
Okay. Jasper was in class when I actually got to present this in our modern film history class.
Okay.
And I talked about just like the racialization and sexualization of horror films.
Mm-hmm.
And there's actually, I don't know if you guys, I want to ask you guys the question that I posed to the class. Do you know how many movies there are where there are black survivors that are horror films?
I was going to say one of them, but then no, he died from No, he survived. A lot of them just run away.
Well, I need a number. How many films?
All right, let's see. So we got one from Get Out. We have that one from the movie that I forgot the name. And oh my gosh, man, that horror one that I went on was so trippy.
Jingle jangle.
I mean, do we count Get Out as
horror?
As horror?
It's black horror.
Psychological.
It's horror for black people.
I would. Well, yes.
It's horror for us.
Yeah,
I would say
getting your brain gutted out and someone's brain being in there just so they can live, all because
I feel like I feel like Get Out would classify as more like a psychological thriller. I wouldn't consider it to be horror. If I'm being completely honest.
Out. Make another film, Jordan Peele.
But so when
Please.
at the time of me making that presentation, there's only two. And
only two?
The two are Halloween Resurrection.
Busta Rhymes. Because he drops kicks Michael out of the burning window.
And the second one is I Know What You Did Last Summer, because Brandy made it to the end.
Us.
Oh, and Us. Yeah, so three. I would say three.
And then
Jordan Peele.
What's the sequel to Friday the 13th? The one where Jason's in Manhattan.
Friday the 15th. I mean, 3.
So, can somebody get him, please?
That one was your worst one yet. Wow.
But, out of all of them.
But yeah, no. I guess now the list is ever growing. Yeah. Thank God. But at the time that I made that presentation, there were only two that
came to mind,
and I researched actually came up.
I think Candyman.
But isn't the
black
guy?
The old one. Yeah, the old. Yeah, it's Tony Todd either way.
Yeah.
But I think there was a black supporting cast member who survived in the original Candyman. I might be wrong. It's been some years since I saw it.
Hey, but from what I know,
yeah.
I can speak to the experience. I would say those two, but which is really interesting. I would love to see a little bit more black survivors because I feel like we know as a collective. We're not going for any of that shit when we're actually put in those situations,
Yeah, we're running.
We're running away.
We're running away.
We're not staying.
Yes.
It's we're not the problem in these films, So
Or the solution, we just
camping
run.
in the middle of the woods in not a reservation camp. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Literally.
Right.
I'm not gonna go out there into some dense forest with a camera talking about some Blair Witch project. No.
No, like
Hey,
we're not doing
hey,
that.
you want to go to the woods with a camera and shoot a horror film?
No. No, I don't. Nor do I want to go to the Chernobyl site. No.
Chernobyl. Oh yeah,
Not doing
I need
that.
to see that show, Chernobyl.
I need to watch it too. But I was talking about the Chernobyl horror movie.
Because like Craig Mason was the creator of that and it was really good.
Yeah, no. For Jeffrey, go first.
He said it was Terrifier.
Terrifier. That's
Yeah,
it?
Terrifier, yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
All right. I got a couple.
Okay.
I got like I said, I'm selective about my horror.
Okay.
So like it comes down to like what I really like. I don't like a lot of modern horror. I don't like a lot of like supernatural horror. My favorite horror franchise though, and the one that I religiously watch is Alien.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Alien is my
That
favorite
is
horror
good.
movie of all time. The first one,
That is
Aliens
real
2 is
good.
great. We don't talk about 3 or Resurrections or
Prometheus.
Covenant or Prometheus. What?
I like Prometheus.
Prometheus was solid.
Wait, how about Romulus? The recent one that came out.
Romulus is fucking phenomenal.
Yes.
It is, and then
I
Alien
haven't
Isolation. Yeah.
Okay.
The greatest alien movie they have never made.
Romulus?
No, Isolation. It takes place between
It's
1
a
and
video
2.
game.
Okay.
Yeah. And you're playing as Ripley's daughter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I stopped playing it because I was so afraid.
Yeah, I got so scared. Oh.
And now there's an Alien VR game too.
Yeah.
I want to
they're coming out
buy
with
it.
a sequel.
Hmm?
They're coming out with a sequel too.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
so
heard.
happy for it. Evil Dead franchise. That's another
Oh
one.
yeah, let's go.
Love Evil Dead. And then there's this Netflix show done by the dude who made the Haunting of Hill House.
Okay.
Yeah, called Midnight Mass.
Ooh, I think I've heard of that.
Yes,
I
watch
think
it.
that was recommended.
Watch it. It's so good.
Wait, no. You know who talked about that? I think that was Rebecca. I think Rebecca was really into Midnight Mass, and I think she tried to tell us about it.
I might have spaced out during that time.
I'm screaming.
Well, I love Rebecca, but
I don't know Rebecca.
oh yeah,
She graduated before, like a semester before it.
we gotta hit her up. Head all to San Francisco for like a day just to meet up.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah,
be really cool.
because she is really cool. She is smart.
Nice.
Yeah, I think you guys will get along pretty well.
Yeah, actually.
Friend wise.
Okay.
She got a man. She
Okay,
got
cool, cool. I was like, Jeffrey, what are you doing here?
No, I am not playing matchmaker.
Great.
If I can't even match myself,
No.
I ain't matching anybody
I
else.
wouldn't trust you two, Archie Andrews.
Okay, nice to know.
I'm screaming.
I'm just saying, based off of what you've told me.
Oh.
About who?
So,
Anyways,
anyways,
I forgot that we were recording. Music.